This is the Amazon Game Launcher. If you've ever purchased an Amazon game, you'd have to use this app in order to reinstall it, but I'm betting that most people who have ever used this app use it because of this reason here: free games with Prime. If you have Prime, they release a lot of games for free every month, and so quickly you'll have a very large list of mediocre, old, and occasionally new and shiny games that you might want to install. Given that the list can be very large, I think I have several hundred, you'd think that they would make it so that it was relatively easy to organize the list or find a game that you want in particular. They definitely don't. So your choices are basically to look at all the games or the games you have installed. If you look at all the games, you have some very basic organizational choices here, like newest, oldest, or recently played. But ironically, they've somehow optimized this for touchscreen laptops and such so that it doesn't work. So you can't even change the sorting if you happen to have a touchscreen display. I have tested, and if you're using a mouse, it does respond properly. But it just goes to show how poorly tested this whole thing is. However, that's not my biggest complaint. My biggest complaint is not the bugs, but the atrocious design choice that I'm about to demonstrate. So here's my set of several hundred games. You can scroll through it pretty easily. That's not so bad. You can see that there is a thumb on the scroll bar over here on the side. But if you try to grab that and move it, you'll see that it's actually just for display only. It's not actually a scroll bar that you can drag. So it makes it very hard to scroll through here. You just gotta drag, 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 drag. Jesus Christ, what a pain. Okay, so that's pretty bad. But here's the thing that's just a shockingly stupid design choice. Let's say that you're interested in this American Fugitive game. And so you tap on it, and here's the page describing it, and you decide, you know what, not really for me. Your only choice here is either to install it or go back. You don't have any option to like hide it or start or unstart or whatever. Okay, let's go back. That's fine. We'll keep on scrolling through the list. Well, guess what? We've been pulled up to the top of our list now. So if I scroll up, you can see, there we are. We're right back at the beginning. So it lost my place. So if you're only interested in maybe the first, page or so of games that you have on here, fine, it's easy enough to keep track of where you are. Otherwise, you've got to scroll down to where you were before every single time, which takes a long time because this scroll bar over here doesn't actually work. What a stupid design. I cannot believe it. How could they get that wrong? It would at least be tolerable if, for instance, when you tapped on a particular game, you had a next game and previous game option up here. And you notice that they do actually have a forward and a back button that could conceivably play that role, but these are actually aped from your standard web browser controls. So this button here, it goes back with much delay apparently. There we go. And if you touch this control, it goes forward. So not really actually all that useful. In the end, I have a couple hundred games, many of which are probably forgettable, but at least some of which are worth playing. And I can't get access to any of them because it's such a pain to find an individual game and install it. At least once you've installed it, the interface is reasonable because you probably don't have 20 games installed from here. So it's easy enough to just scroll through the set that you have installed. But the same exact UI interfaces exist for the installed set as the all games set. It's just that the installed set is probably going to be small enough that you don't run into the poor design choices that they made.